Hey, hello everyone. This is Kyle, under a new name, aka Jurassic Godzilla fan, and this is going to be my first video and my first introduction here on YouTube. And what I'm going to be doing is most of the time I'm going to be reviewing movies, and I'll do some other things, but most of the time I'm going to be reviewing movies. So I just wanted to say that this is my first time ever being on camera on YouTube for YouTube. So there's always a lot of first timers are always nervous and stuff. You're being recording himself on for YouTube. So anyway, this is gonna be my first. This is gonna be my first video, and then I'm also gonna be this is also gonna be also my first movie review. So first let me get my introduction first, then I'll get to my first movie review. So yes, my name is Kyle, and online I'm gonna be known as Jurassic Godzilla fan because those two posters on the wall represents it. The small one, I'm gonna say right away, my all-time favorite movie is Jurassic Park, and also which was my childhood favorite growing up, Godzilla. So that's gonna be that's the reason why I borrowed my YouTube name is gonna be called. So that's why. So combine I'm Jurassic Godzilla fan because I'm big fans of those. So that's why I would know that's what it would be called. So and that's just pretty much it. And I just wanna. There is some people there's a couple of people I've seen on YouTube who do movie reviews, and they do really good jobs, especially a couple of people I'm really big fans of. And that's just pretty much it. So what I'm gonna be doing is I did this because since we're getting into October now, and October is the month time for horror movies and science fiction stuff. So for this month, for starting off here on my channel, I'm going to be reviewing horror films for during this month of October, and after that I'll get to any other films I like to do. And yes, and as you can see right now that yes, I got posters here on the walls. Those are films that I really do enjoy, especially I really do love. As you see over there, as I said, my all-time favorite movie of all time, got Jurassic Park. The movie I really enjoy. Down below is one of my favorite anime films of all time, Monsters vs. Aliens. Down below is another childhood film I grew up watching. You can see it, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Another one classic over there, Space Jam. And over there you can see over to the very corner, one of my favorite all-time zombie films and comedy films, Shaun of the Dead. So those are a couple posters right there, and I got posters I got other posters hanging around my room. So I'll show you that a little bit. And as you can see, I do have a habit of talking fast, and then at times I stutter. So I just want to tell that so you can understand what I'm saying and know why I do. So that's my first introduction, and hopefully, I'll get some good user comments on YouTube. So first time for everything. And now I want to get straight to my first movie review. So as we're getting into October, and it's the time for a horror film, and this is another favorite horror film that I grew up watching as a kid. Well, also it's one of the most classic monster films of all time. So let's get to it. So the first movie I review, starting this October, well, it's towards the end of September, but we're getting close to it. So starting away with my favorite horror films of all time, Tremors. And Tremors is one of my favorite horror films of all time, like I said, and favorite monster films of all time. And this was just a real fun classic film that I grew up watching, especially at the time when Blockbuster was around. My mom would rent this film all the time on home video. We watch it, and I just had a fun time just watching this because I really got a kick out of it. And so Tremors is a film that is a monster film that was made in 1990. Release date was June 19th. No, sorry, January 19th, 1990. That was my mistake. I always tend to make mistakes like that. But it was released January 19th, 1990, and it debuted at number 5. Yeah, can't expect it to be number 1 all the time. And it debuted number 5, and it made $48 million worldwide on an $11 million budget, and it was a very success, and it has 80% on Rotten Tomatoes and 7.1 on IMDb, which is really great about it, which I'm glad. And also now I also the DVD, but I also have it also on home video too, because you know this is why I grew up watching it on home video a lot before DVD, so I have the home video of it, and created a lot of great reception. Like it says here, well, this here on the back of home video has more to it on the DVD. It says right here, in the tradition of the 50s horror movies, Tremors is bound to become a classic. By Richard Schickel, I think that's how you pronounce it, of Time magazine. Of course, it is a pure classic. It is now a classic. Roger Ebert, which I really loved Roger Ebert. Now he's no longer with us. Now, may he rest in peace. He said that Roger Ebert from Siskel and Ebert. He gave it a thumbs up. Tremors is a fun movie, which it really is a fun movie, no doubt about that. And Michael Medved sneak previews PBS, the scariest monster movie since Aliens. I wouldn't say it was never scary looking. The Graboids are cool looking, but I wouldn't say that it was the scariest movie since Aliens. Aliens is the look of it is scary about it, but maybe in a sense it is a scary. It's a monster movie that I would put against Aliens as great monster movies, but I wouldn't say it's the scariest. Even though it did have a little bit of creepy moments in the film, but I would say it's the scariest monster movie since Aliens. But I'll respect that. I'll respect that quote there. It says right there. So I would agree. It's a teeny bit of it. So yeah. The film stars Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward, which are really great. These two work perfectly together, you know. And I would say it's my favorite film with Kevin Bacon. I'd say it was also one of his best films. I enjoyed the original Footloose. I would say that's also one of his best films. But to me, this is my all-time favorite Kevin Bacon film because he's so fun to watch and so he works together with Fred Ward. Among other casts, you have Finn Carter, you have Michael Gross, and country music singer Reba McEntire, and also Victor Wong from Big Trouble in Little China. It's a really good cast. It's a really good cast. And for anyone who has seen Tremors, you do know what the movie's about. You know, it's about underground giant worms. You know, and so Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward, they're handyman, you know, working, you know, like building up fences, you know, and the opening is just really funny, like. So, Kevin Bacon is talking to Fred Ward, you know, he's sleeping on the truck, and he's like, "Good morning, Mr. Bassett. This is your wake-up call. Please move your ass." I always thought that was really funny. And then he sees a few cows in the distance, and he gets the idea that he goes and jumps in the truck and Stampede, or oh, get out of the way, get out of the way. And Fredward looks up and like, you dumb shit. There's just so many fun lines in this film, and it just really makes me laugh every single time. And so then they go to the town in the perfection of that, which is in the middle of nowhere, and they have the grocery store, which is led by Victor Wong, who's the head of the grocery store, and they see before that they see Finn Carter, who's a college student geologist who studies vibrations in the ground. She set up all these other seismographs all over the valley to get readings and stuff, and so when they're working Valinor, as Valinor as their names, they decided just to leave perfection. So they do when they see someone on the telephone pole, which is supposedly the town drunk, as named Edgar Deems. You see him stuck up. They think he's drunk because he's stuck up there. But when Kevin Bacon climbs up, he sees that he's just all pretty much dead with a rifle gun there. And they say that the doctor says that he died of dehydration and sat for 3 days. And they're wondering what happened about that. And they drive along. They stop and they see some more dead sheep by another resident, the guy named Old Fred, and they see his hat there. When Kevin Bacon lifts it up, they see his face like, ah, you know. It's like, what the hell is going on, you know? So they drive back. They tell workers that they gotta get out of there, but they ignore it, and they get killed. You know, what was it that Jack? Yeah, I think it was a Jack. Yeah, jackhammer gets pulled. It pulls one worker and causes the rock slide, so they're all trapped in the town, so they can't get out. And then later on, the doctor is eaten, and his wife gets in the car. I mean, she's stuck in there, and then they drag the car under. So they want to figure out a way to get to the next town. So they go on horses. But they find and they stumble to the doctor and see that he's there, but he's not. They find the station wagon buried there, so they're wondering what's going on about that. And they find a disturbance, that the horses are getting disturbed. One horse gets killed. They find that they see tentacle-like ones, that the snakes, which I thought they were snakes. And then the ground erupts, and this big, huge, giant worm just pops up, and you see the 3 snakes pop out, which is their tongues. Really, really great special effects. I think it's one of the best special effects, practical monster effects of all time, to me, because they just look real great. Which now in Monster Days now, they don't do practical effects anymore. They just gloss it over with terrible CGI nowadays. This is why I like the films from the 90s and 80s and down below. You know, they just had a lot of, when it comes to monster films, they did a lot of great special effects. And Tremors is one of the best monster films who did practical effects wise, because they do look really great. So they see and they're running, and there's this concrete crevice. They jump, but they fall in, and the graboid just rams it and kills itself. And it's like him being like, he's dead. We killed it. Fuck you! It's just, like I said, full of funny lines. That makes me laugh every single time. And so then they meet with Rhonda. That was her name. The girl, Finn Carter's character name. So, but they dig up. It's really long. You know, it's just they think. Well, I'll say like probably from my wall, maybe a little bit longer than my wall. And my other side of the wall is probably much more long. It's much more longer than that. But then Ron tells them there's 3 more, so they gotta get out of there. And another funny is where they're walking, where there's another seismograph, and Trevor steps in this hole, it's like, ah, you know, it's like, what, damn prairie dog Burl. I just like how he screams like, ah, you know, I just like how he screams like that. So no one comes, they got a boulder, they're stuck there, and they notice that one of them, it's a piece of one of the tentacles is missing because earlier it was the same one that grabbed the truck and it yanked one of them away, so they noticed that I could tell because a part of the tentacle was missing. So they get stuck there. They get stuck there for the entire day, and they don't know. They find out that it's still there, but why they know it's still there? Because you know they sense vibration. Because Kevin Bacon was pounding some wood on the ground. That's how they sensed it. So they get stuck there for the night until the next morning, and then they get the idea that they'll pole vault to the next boulder to keep from getting them until they get to her truck, and then they drive away. And they go to town to warn them about these things. And then Victor Wong was like stuck with his name, like they're calling him, what should we name them, you know, because they don't know where it come from. So he's trying to give him a name, you know. That's why I like Graboids. That's it, Graboids. So then the Graboids show up, you know. They gotta be very quiet though, but you know the little girl Mindy's on a pogo stick, and she can't hear because she's got the headphones. So when Kevin Bacon runs, saves her because it tries to pull the stick down, then it spits it out. And then there's another one. The other one comes coming towards them, and Rhonda gets tangled up in these barbed wire, and Kevin Bacon gets a pickaxe and slams into one, you know, which I thought was cool too. So they run back to the store, and they try to be quiet as they can, but then the big freezer, you know, that ice cream machine making noise. Then one comes up and then eats Victor Wong. So everybody gets on the roofs, and then Burt Gummer, Michael Gross' character right there. Then when they drove to the house, they didn't know what's going on until they get the radio to tell them what they are. Then Graboid just pushes through their wall, and they're shooting at it. They have a bunch of guns to the wall, just keep on shooting at it. And then the bird gets the big elephant gun and just shoots and finally kills it. So they kill one, and there's only two left. And then another Graboid comes up and attacks another one of the residents there, named Nestor. Flips his trailer home over, and he's like, they tell him to get off the ground, but he just goes and sits on this big, huge tire, like, no, that's no good, but then sucks him down too. So they're just figuring out what to do, how they're gonna get out, you know. Then they get the idea that there's a bulldozer they have. They're gonna tie it on to this big thing that's behind it, so they can all get out together. And also, it was a funny thing they always Fallon Earl has been doing throughout the movie is playing rock paper scissors. I always thought it was fun when they do rock paper scissors. So they get the bulldozer, and everyone is safe, and they get to the Bird's place. So they're saying, that's how we're doing it. We're going prepared, you know. So they're making homemade bombs. So they're gonna go up this trail to the mountains, so they'll be safe. So they can walk all the way over to the next town. But then the Graboids, they dig a trap, and now they're stuck there, and they're planning to make a run to those other rocks over there. And they use the bombs to scare them away, but to make it run to the rocks. And now they're stuck there, and now they don't know what to do. And then Earl gets the idea, you know, it's like going fishing, like, you know. They throw rocks to make noise, and then they throw the bomb. One works, one swallows one and blows up, but then they attempt to do on the last one, showing how smart it is, so that it spits it back out and it lands on top of the other bombs and explodes. So Val and Earl and Rhonda, they're all out in the they get scattered out on the desert in the dirt. So they try to run back, but then it pops up. So they try to make noise, and they think it went back underground, but it's still there. It's just trying to trick them though. But Then Kevin Bacon, he gets the idea, just runs towards the edge of the cliff. He throws a bomb and misses. Then it comes towards him, like, he just jumps out of the way, and it just pops out at the edge of the cliff, and it falls down, and it falls all the way down the ground, and just blows. It's a practical, like, almost like blows all his blood, just splatters everywhere. And then he tells Earl's like, it's like a stampede. And that was the end. And earlier, he's like, Earl was telling Val, to walk up, to Rhonda, because he had this little list at the beginning. He's like, damn it, Val, you don't go out to any girl until you fix a stupid list of yours, because he has like a list of girls that he has wants to go out with, but he's telling him, he's like, I know, I'm working up to it, And then he finally kisses her, and that's the end of the movie. And there was a song that was played by Reba McEntire. I don't know what song it was, but I can tell that she sang it, And I really love this film, Tremors will always be forever one of the best monster horror films ever made. Pure classic. I'm glad it got a really great positive reception. And also to say that I really enjoy this film. I also got the poster over there on my other wall. Maybe you can see it. You see it? Yeah, that's also next to my poster of Congo. My poster of Congo there. That's another good film too. So you can see my poster there. And then also when the film was popular enough, it spawned 3 more sequels, which I'm going to get to, and which is Tremors 2, really great sequel. Then Tremors 3, Back to Perfection, and then Tremors 4, the prequel, The Legend Begins. And also spawned a TV series, which I'll get to, a short-lived TV show, which I'll get to too. So I always enjoy Tremors. I especially enjoy the sequels, and also get to the prequel too. So, and also like I said, the first one on video, and I also got the other 2 on video. Tremors 2 Aftershocks on video, and I also got number 3 on video. I don't have number 4 on VHS, but I only have the first 3 on video. And I got the poster over there. And I guess that's pretty much it. So yeah, great cast, great special effects, and great script. Just pretty much felt great everything in this film. This film was like a near pitch perfect monster film. And let's see here. So yeah, it's directed by Ron Underwood, who directed City Slickers with Billy Crystal. Well, he also directed that big, humongous flop, The Adventures of Pluto Nash with Eddie Murphy. That was a crap film. And it was produced by Brent, Maddock, and S.S. Wilson, and also they also did the story. They both also did the story, including Ron Underwood, and the screenplay. So they did a really good job. Music by Ernest Troost. Especially with the harmonica music at the start of the film. That's a crappy job with it, but you get the idea. And the location is great, especially in the desert in the middle of nowhere. I don't know who did the effects. The creature designs were done by Amalgamated Dynamics. They're really great special effects. Probably one of the best practical creatures of all time, especially from the 90s. And it's a great film. I really love this film. I still love it to this day. Always been my favorite of the series. Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, they really work well together. I love Kevin Bacon. This is like one of his. I would say this pretty much is his best film, next to the original Footloose. he's done other films. Don't get me wrong, he's done other great films, but between number 2, I'll put the original Footloose, and then I will put number 1. Always put number 1 is Tremors. And I also say the best. I would say the best film also with Fred Ward too. He's also really great in the sequel, but I always love him in the first film. These two really work well together. Well, I would say it was one of the best duos in these particular films. You know, nobody will ever top these. No one will ever top these two. Really don't. And other cast would do a good job. Michael Gross, Reba McEntire, Victor Wong, and all the other cast members in there. And I just really love this song. Never get bored with it once. I can watch it over and over again, probably 10 times in a row for the whole entire day. I'll never get bored with it. So yeah. So this is the Tremors, and this is also for my first video here on YouTube, and hopefully I'll just get a lot of good comments. So if you have any questions, please put the comments below, and if you have any questions, just put them below, and I'll be sure to answer them on another video. So anyway, this is a Tremors, and I'll get to the stay tuned for the other sequels. So thanks for watching, and pretty much, and stay tuned, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.